Tesla just shipped FSDBeta to drivers with a safety score of 99. The following is my first drive ever on FSDBeta. Navigate to CVS.
Let's go to the one on Alhambra. Alright, first drive, here we go. High beams are on. Okay, looks like it. See that. Okay, there's a car on the left. Now it's making the right turn. Oh man, that's awesome. That's so great. Drop back the speed a little bit. Turned off auto high beam for the car parked on the street there. Okay, it's gonna make a left here. First left turn ever for me. Alright, looks like it's doing it. Doing it. Alright, first left turn. This is amazing so far. So far, auto high beams turning off and on pretty smartly with oncoming traffic. Okay, should be coming up to a left turn here. So currently the profile is set to chill. I should have shown that, but just to get my bearings on how it does. Alright, nice smooth turn, seeing the curvature of the road. Comes to about 2 miles an hour, then goes. Poor weather detected. Okay. Let's see how it handles this. I'm gonna go ahead and crank down the speed a little bit. Okay. I like that it took that turn pretty smoothly. I would avoid that kind of like elevated manhole cover. It's pretty rough on the wheels, but seem to just go right over it. Probably hard to see at night. So far it's doing such an amazing job. I'll probably eventually set it to do an offset of 0 right now. Still using my typical offset of 5, so as you can see, I've been manually adjusting the speed limit down to the actual speed limit, just, you know, since it's my first drive. Alright, coming up to our right turn here. Seems to detect the speed limit signs sooner than autopilot would. Although that could be because it turned onto a different street. Hesitation there. The poor weather warning came on briefly. Interestingly, even though I'm on the chill driver profile for the FSDBeta settings, it doesn't put the car in chill mode by itself. Taking on another left turn here. Alright, looks good. It's actually slowing down really smoothly. Normally with those speed limit changes on autopilot, it would come to you know, like the new target speed limit really fast. Alright, took that a little bit wide, but still made it, no problem. Now it's a little bit confused. It's got to turn into this driveway here, but I think it's having a hard time seeing where it's going. Alright, I'm going to take over because probably would have went over the curb, but that's alright. And of course, like I noticed taking over manually with the steering wheel there, it left it in traffic aware cruise control. So that's not ideal because I was in the parking lot and kept moving still. It's fine though. Alright, let's see if we can. Well, autopark's probably going to be a fail. It's really hard to see the lines right now. Okay. I'm going to punch in. Let's see if we can get. Let's go get some Mexican food. Let's see if they'll figure out this exit right here. Alright, it looks like it's hesitating a little bit. Alright, that might have been my bad. It didn't seem like it knew where it was gonna go, but I'll try to re-engage here. Speed limit's a little bit fast there. I think it thought it was already on the main road. That's a little more aggressive than I would have liked. That's okay. Didn't really give it a good starting point. Absolutely love the fact that I don't have to confirm every green light. On these the double yellow with the actual, like, the reflective indicators, when it gets close enough it'll actually render the broken up reflectors, which is kind of neat. I hadn't seen that before. Normally just draws it as a solid double yellow line. Looks like it's having a little bit of difficulty seeing kind of the road in this dreary, dark, rainy night. But that's pretty darn good for not having things pre-mapped, just being able to figure out kind of the lay of the land with such poor visibility. The planning is pretty sharp. Looks like it. I'm gonna go ahead and slow it down a little bit here. It doesn't need to go that fast entering the parking lot here, but so far it's taking a good path. Let's see if it'll go all the way into the where the restaurant is, just a little bit deeper into this. It's got like this other car coming. Probably gonna try to. Yep. Alright, it kind of went a little bit wide there, so. Alright. Yeah, that car there kind of spooked it, and as it was making the turn, it was going a little wide, so I just probably grabbed the wheel a little bit too hard there. But I'm gonna go grab some food here, and then we will zoom.
A few minutes later.
Alright, Mexican food acquired. A little rainy. Head home. Okay, I'm a little unsure about that, but it made it. A little in the center. Little unsure of itself there. It's hard to see, definitely not very well lit in that parking lot. Didn't have its high beams on, so. Alright. Make this right. Okay, well, may not. Back onto the main road, so it should be smooth sailing. Interested in seeing how it handles some merges that normally make autopilot go. Changing lanes. So to be clear, I actually have the setting to confirm auto lane changes on, but it seems like on FSDBeta it just does it. It doesn't need to, because normally for me with Navigate on autopilot and the lane changing and passing and all that, generally it tends to signal first and then just really not always take action. So I have it on confirmation, manual confirmation, just because I want to see what the traffic pattern is around me before letting it do the lane change. That way it's not signaling and confusing people. A little bit of standing water there, without actually going, because there's, you know, a car in the blind spot or something. on Navigate on autopilot, it doesn't really care whether there's a car in your directly in your path before making the decision to change lanes. So if you're in a lane that's a little bit slower and it wants to make the move to a faster lane, which is fine, that's what it's supposed to do. It makes that decision and then immediately turns on the turn signal, regardless of whether it's okay to go. So I have the confirmation on in those situations. Okay, a little random slowdown there. No cars around, so I don't really care. Choosing to go into this other lane. That lane that it was in was actually okay to go straight. It's just I would say that the lane markings are would lead one to think that that was a left turn lane, because both of the lane lines are solid, and it is right next to a left turn lane, but in this particular intersection, only the far left lane is a left turn lane. But if you're just looking at the lane lines, then I could see why it would make that decision. Give it a little juice. There's a car behind me. I didn't want to make them wait too long there. Overall, I think it's pretty. I mean, it's conservative enough for using auto high beam. It seems to be able to see things much better, obviously, when the high beams are on. Alright, so I guess earlier that earlier when I thought the speed limit was going faster, or the speed limit change detection was quicker, that was more so because I was turning into a different street and probably using map data rather than the vision. It kind of slowed down a little bit for that curve. Didn't need to. It was already pretty much past the apex. Curious to see what it's going to do here. This guy, this lead car, likely going to turn right. No, he's going to go straight. Okay, that's fine. Okay, this merge usually kind of freaks out autopilot a little bit, but yeah, FSD handles it just fine. There's also a lead car. Follow distance set to 7, but it feels a little bit closer than normal for follow distance at 7. It's been set to 7 because of safety score. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Okay. Now going into the neighborhood, it's probably going to try to keep this speed limit of 45 or speed limit of 40. I'm just going to manually crank it down once it makes the turn. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's crank it down to 25. Normally when I'm driving manually, it actually picked up the speed limit a lot sooner than it normally would. Normally it just kind of keeps that previous speed limit, and the speed limit sign coming up the hill is a little bit too high for it to see normally, so it would just keep it. At this point I'm normally manually driving, but this is it's pretty good. I'm just gonna keep it at 20. Usually when I'm manually driving, I go 20 in the neighborhood. I don't need to go flying down the neighborhood like a lot of people tend to do. Keeping this lane just fine. Curious to see. Okay, so the navigation. Let's see how it handles it turning into the neighborhood here. The corner. All right, it didn't do it. That's okay. That's okay. Kind of overshot my street. Overshot the street. That's okay. I'm gonna leave the cameras rolling during autopark just to see if there's any real difference. I'm not sure it's gonna be able to do anything with all the backup cam fully covered up. I kind of know how to line it up pretty well with the driveway, so that it should make it in one straight shot. But I'm gonna leave the camera rolling. Let's see what it does.